everyone. Welcome back to the Angel Baby Show. I'm Ava Lynn.
And I'm Elise.
We have a super exciting guest, JP Juan Pablo, a director who's going to come on and talk to us all about some of his projects, his new ones, his old ones. And then Elise and I were actually extras on one of his projects, so we can talk a little bit about that. It was really fun. But our intro today, this morning, was a little bit of a cloudy day. I looked at the calendar and it's literally the first day of fall in like a week, which I can't even believe.
I know I think we're both really in the mood for fall and getting ready for just the warm season. And so in this intro, we're actually going to go through our top fall movies and fall music and just fall things to get excited about this season. But before we get into that, just to give a little rundown, I last Friday had a fabulous time going to Ava's a cappella performance, where Ava, who never brags about herself, has a solo and she sings Meghan Trainor's Made You Look, and she's amazing in it. She's like, I can feel it. And she's so cute. And so we have both really fun fall semesters. So hopefully with the classes we're taking and the things we're involved with, we can really start to share. I'm in a playwriting class, so I have to write a 10-minute play. I'm in an intro to video art class, so I have every week I have to like film something, some type of short film. I'm part of a film club, and I'm writing a kind of a little bit of a mini novel for my senior thesis. So there's all kinds of fun things in the works, at least on my end. Ava, do you want to talk a little bit about your fall schedule and what you have to look forward to?
Yeah, actually, like you said, I had my first a cappella solo. It was really fun. I had a really fun time with it because it was Made You Look by Meghan Trainor. Usually my a cappella group does kind of more serious competitive pieces. So we kind of threw this one in for fun, and I really got into it, did a little like dance with it. So it was really fun. But thank you, Elise, for coming to that. It meant a
Oh
lot.
my
And then,
gosh, of course. My
oh,
favorite.
and of
My
course,
favorite.
if you haven't noticed, we are playing songs that we're talking about. So Meghan Trainor, Made You Look, and then we have like September by Earth, Wind, and Fire that's coming up on the playlist. So I hope you guys enjoy the playlist because they are curated just for your ears. But yeah, my fall semester looks really fun. I have auditions. I'm hosting auditions for my a cappella group this weekend, literally tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So
I would
stay tuned
love to
about
be a
that.
fly. I would love to be a fly on a wall and like watch people audition for an a cappella group. I feel like when they audition, do they sing like a cappella beats, or do they just sing a normal song for an audition?
They sing just a normal song, but a cappella. Um, it's my first time auditioning people, so I'm excited to see if it's literally going to be like the Pitch Perfect Since You've Been Gone Kelly Clarkson
Yeah,
compilation. So
that
stay
was so
tuned for that
funny.
because I think a cappella auditions is something that I never thought I would be a part of, but I'm really excited that I am. But yeah, my fall semester is looking fun. Hopefully, I'm actually going to Tennessee in about a month, and I'm going to go to like a Knoxville, Tennessee game against Texas A&M, see some of my old friends, and then hopefully connect that trip and make it out to Nashville to do some gigs. But I always say that, and then something falls through. So I'll keep you guys tuned. But
I think
yeah,
it's even
I'm
more
excited
fun
about
to go.
that.
I think going to Nashville in like October, November it just seems like a very hallmarky movie vibe. Um,
No,
I
literally.
love watching Ava perform. She's so unbelievable. Hopefully we can get some like recording of her a cappella team, because they blow me. I never really watched a cappella before, and so there's so much to look forward to this fall. Hopefully with each episode we can share a little bit of what we're doing every week. And I have to film like this week for one of my classes, like the lawn take, where I have to in movies, if you notice, sometimes there's just a really long take, a lot of times in opening credits with no editing, so it's just one shot of a single thing. And that can actually be really hard for filmmakers because that's pretty boring. And so trying to find something interesting to do a long take with, I have to do some form of labor. So I'm going to probably try to do that today because I have some free time. But anyway, it'll be super fun. But before we get back into filmmaking, and I'm super excited to interview JP, we're going to talk a little bit about what I am so excited about, which is fall everything, fall movies, fall songs. I went to Starbucks the other day and there was like all these like apple crisp autumn pumpkin lattes. And so I'm really excited about all of that. I fell off. But Ava, do
I
you
know,
want
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that too. I think we were gonna go through some of our favorite fall movies and then some of our favorite fall songs, just for
Yes.
fun. For me, we just watched this. I feel like we watched it too soon. We watched it before we went to school, but When Harry Met Sally,
Yes.
I have I have like a very funny experience with the first time that I saw that. I was like having a very emotional day, and so I needed like some me time, and I had never seen When Harry Met Sally before. And when I watched it, I was in a trance. I absolutely love the dialogue in that movie. The seasons, it feels so fall, it feels so homey. So that is like my number one favorite. And then I consider, and I
Well,
think Elise and I both
when
do.
before we get into the rest, I just wanted to share when Harry Met Sally, like it's kind of a unique film. Like it's not, especially for being from the like 1980s. I feel like it's kind of quirky and it reminds me the dialogue and the structure of it, I feel like it's more popular today in films I watch or romantic comedies. But I wonder like when that came out, like what people thought of it and if it was something. I just feel like I've never seen movies like that before from an earlier time period. But that dialogue and those two actors, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, are just geniuses. Like I look at them and I'm like, I think Meg Ryan is probably one of the most talented actresses I've ever seen. And so that movie is not only is it perfect fall vibes, but it's actually just a very well done film that anyone should watch if they want to learn more about like dialogue and good banter between two characters.
That's a great input because when I watch it, I'm not really thinking about like the acting, maybe a little bit, but I'm sure you have like, you know, a better appreciation for how hard that dialogue is and to make it seem natural and everything like that. So I love that tidbit. But yeah, my second favorite is A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray.
We need to watch
Elise
that.
and I
Like we need
consider
to watch that today.
literally it's definitely a fall vibe because it's like a Halloween dance, I think is kind of the main like climax of the story. Um,
It's a modern
Great
interpretation
characters.
of it's a modern interpretation of Cinderella. So she's like in high school and he's like the popular football quarterback and she's diner girl and she works at the diner. And if you've never heard of a comfort movie before, I don't think you could have a bigger comfort movie with the Cinderella story. And Jennifer Coolidge is in it. And it's kind of before she got super famous with The White Lotus, and she's still hilarious. But yeah, to be honest, Ava, I think that's probably my earliest memory of watching a movie. Like I think the
Really?
Cinderella story might be the first movie I vividly remember watching and over and over and over again. But very
Yeah,
rom.
we were obsessed with that movie, still are obsessed. Chad Michael Murray holds a very special place in my heart. I
Yeah.
don't know, Elise, if you have any movies that you want to
Oh, I
highlight.
do, yeah. And I can share, I think just one more thing with the Cinderella story, and this is kind of, we've talked about this a little bit before, but I think because of its genre, like romantic comedy, teen love story, Cinderella, like it's definitely something that you would never call like critically acclaimed. But to be honest, I find that movie is just very well done through and throughout. The acting's good, the structure's good, the characters are awesome. I still think about scenes in my head, and isn't that funny how like certain genres can kind of pigeonhole a movie into being like not as respected, I guess we would say. But when I rewatch
Yeah,
that, I think don't you think it's a good movie just in terms of like the way it's filmed and produced?
yeah, no, and the acting's good. I always go back to that. Like when they make rom-coms now, like teenage, high school rom-coms, it just is so bad. It's like
Yeah.
what happened to like normalcy? Everything is just so like weird
Uh,
now. It's very strange.
And they don't talk like that. Like people don't act like that in real life. Whenever I see like teens portraying something that I've experienced, I'm like, that's not how it works. Like nobody talks like that.
Not
But
literally.
for my fall movies, one of my favorite movies of all time, and it just feels like a fall, maybe a little bit of a winter movie, is Greta Gerwig's adaptation of Little Women from 2019. I think growing up with two sisters and my mom, I'm really that movie. It like strikes a chord in me that I can't even really describe. I bawled my eyes out in the movie theater. Um, yeah, and it has beautiful seasons. They're in I believe Massachusetts. Yeah, they're in Massachusetts, and it's a period piece, and it's just really well acted film. And it kind of gets you in the mood for seasons. And then we could not talk about fall movies without talking about um the classic It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Do you remember watching those Charlie Brown movies for every season,
I
Ava?
love I love the Charlie Brown movies. It doesn't feel like we've made it to a season until we watched the Charlie Brown and the Thanksgiving one. I know that's like
Yeah.
that's after Halloween, but the Thanksgiving one with the pilgrims and
Yeah.
I just I love the Charlie Brown movies. I just saw like a crew neck with a little Snoopy and a bunch of fall leaves on it, and I'm like, don't buy it, Ava. Like you have no money.
No, I think I couldn't agree more. I think with the Charlie Brown, I would love to I could talk for like hours about I learned a little bit about the writer who wrote all the characters, and like I guess he used to watch his little kids interact on the street back in like the 60s and would write about like
Oh,
Lucy and Lionel and Charlie Brown. I think he himself, I believe, I need to go back, he identified with Charlie Brown. So when he was writing Charlie Brown, he kind of felt like that was him. And I know it's like I love that. That's like such a comfort. Like that is such a piece of my childhood. And it's weird because it's so
mm,
like that's what our parents were watching when they were kids.
yeah.
And that's really impressive to me, like the resilience certain films and things can have.
I know
Um,
it's so timeless. It's adorable. I wish this was timeless, but we do have to go to a break. Um, and afterwards, we're going to talk to JP. It's going to be a great interview. Definitely, we'll put some visuals up from the set that we were on with him, and he's just a great guy. So we're really excited to talk to him. But enjoy some Earth, Wind, and Fire September
it is September,
to
and
give
next
you.
Thursday is the 21st night of September.
Yep,
So get
it
excited.
should be good. Should be a good night. But I'm Ava Lynn, and this is Elise, and this is the Angel Baby Show. We will see you in just a few minutes.